Okay, we're here live with a very, very, very important thing. We're starting things off today before we hop into Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. We're going to be doing a very important Gen 1 tier list. We're going to tier list all the Pokemon in Gen 1. We'll hopefully get to some of the other gens, Gen 2, 3, and 4 definitely at some point, and we'll see from there just because up to 4 is where Bridget, I think, has the most experience, right?
Yeah, like four is where I have the most, but anything before, like anything after that, not really.
Yeah, okay. So we'll see. So probably up to 4 at least for now. So I think when we say this, we're to explain why things might not be in the tier order that some people expect. We're going to be basing this off numerous things. You know, cool factor, cute factor. We're basing it not only off the game, but off of like the anime and the trading cards and all that shit. So we're not basing it purely like Dragonite's S tier in battle and Pidgey's F. You know what I mean?
So
Yeah.
true.
So that's my context warning. But anyway, I think we just jump right in so this doesn't take too long.
All right.
Pretty much just go in order. So what are we thinking for Bulbasaur?
I think Bulbasaur has to be S or A.
You think it should be S or A? Yeah, I feel like we're gonna have like a very stacked S and A category.
Yeah, I don't think there's any Pokemon that I generally dislike.
Yeah, but we'll keep the F tier for showmanship.
Oh yeah.
I think we can do a. I feel like there's been better grass types, but it's not bad at all.
Oh yeah, no. Honestly, I think Bulbasaur is pretty solid. It's a good friend, and it also honestly is pretty versatile in the first game. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, then we got Ivysaur. Do we put it on the same tier? Or do you think we put it one below? Because nobody ever thinks about the middle tier.
Yeah, what really thinks about the? Not to say that it's a bad tier. Like I think Ivysaur is still solid. It's just not as memorable as like
Bulbasaur and
Bulbasaur.
And I think
Yeah.
Venusaur probably can go in A, right?
Oh yeah.
I think we can do Charmander in A too, right?
Yeah, it's cute.
It is very cute. Charmeleon. I feel like Charmeleon is more memorable than the other two, but I still think B is probably fair.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And Charizard, do we be a basic bitch or do we?
Charizard hurt my feelings in the anime.
Okay, A tier. Squirtle though.
For S for Squirt.
Honestly, because of the sunglasses, we think Squirtle Squad. That's SS tier.
I think I might just be biased, but I feel like the Squirtle line is exactly how we rated the other line, but like just 1 inch above.
But you put Wartortle at A? I was thinking still we do Wartortle B and Blastoise at A.
Yeah, that's fine. But Squirtle's definitely S tier.
Squirtle Squad, yeah. Okay, Caterpie?
S.
Yeah, for the cuteness factor alone.
It's so cute.
Yeah, it's adorable. And then we go into like Metapod.
Metapod's like a B. I want to say Metapod's a B.
I think B's fair and Butterfree. I'd put A probably.
A. Yeah, it's a good Pokemon.
Cute one. Same with
S.
Weedle. Yeah, it's probably the. I think we put Kakuna and Beedrill at B tier.
Sure.
I feel like Beedrill's not quite as cool as Butterfree. It's still cool, but
Pidgey?
Pidgey, the first bird,
I like bird Pokemon. Solid.
I'd say a solid A for Pidgey.
So true.
Yeah, it's another case of I think Pidgeotto's remembered less, and then Pidgeot's liked.
Gonna be honest, I mix up those names literally all the time.
I think. I mean, we could probably put Pidgey in B tier to begin with as well.
Yeah, that's fine.
I feel like Pidgey kind of has the cuteness factor that it loses over time. But anyway, Rattata.
Rat.
Yes.
I like rats.
Yeah, I'm thinking perhaps like could go C, could go B. Honestly, I think B. Same with Raticate, I think.
Ooh.
You want to Eradicate?
Eradicate also B.
Spearow?
I love it. Bird.
I think I like Spearow less than the Pidgeot line.
Yeah, no, I think it'd go a little.
Do we want to put him in C? Or do you think that's too low?
How about we put I'm fine with Spearow B, Fearow. Actually, wait. Before we rate Fearow, I want you to open this YouTube clip on you can rate Spearow all you want. This is for Fearow. I just want to play that one on stream.
Yes. That is a Fearow sound, eh?
Yeah.
So what are we thinking for these two?
I think exclusively for the cry, they think they both belong in B.
Okay, sure thing. And then we got Ekans and Arbok.
Ekans looks silly.
I was leaning more towards C for
That's
Ekans
fine.
and Arbok and B.
Arbok, okay, sure.
I don't know if you disagree.
Pikachu, baby,
Yes.
baby. I love it. Raichu, also baby.
I honestly think I'd put Raichu in S too.
It's so cute.
Child me loved Raichu because I was trying to be a rebel. Anyway, we got Sandshrew and Sandslash. Sandshrew's honestly, I think, underrated in the cute department.
So true, it's so rotund. I want to hold it.
I think honestly A for it sounds fair.
Yes, that is so fair.
And Sandslash can probably go B.
Oh yeah.
Still pretty cool, but it's, Sandslash is just has the cute factor, while Sandslash doesn't quite have like the top tier cool factor. Okay, we got the Nidoran female line actually. We should start with that. So, what are we thinking? I feel like the issue with the Nidoran line is the first two forms are kind of but the last forms are always mwah.
I like the first forms. They're baby.
So what are you thinking?
I think the Nidorina scares me because it just, I don't know, it gives me like a vibe that I don't like. But anyway,
Nidorina?
I do like I like both the Nidoran like first evolutions. They're just like little mice.
Uh-huh. You want to do B for them, the first ones?
Sure.
I feel like we still got to put Nidoqueen and Nidoking above.
Why?
Because they're really cool.
They're just okay to me.
What?
Okay, fine. You get this one, but then and then I get to call in a favor, okay?
Sure. I want them in A.
Sure, you can put them in A.
They're both meta-ish. They get such cool movesets.
I literally don't know a lick about them, so I think that's probably why I'm not attached to them.
Wow.
I feel like an AEW fan trying to comment on WWE in r/squared circle.
So Nidorina.
I feel like I just swung at a hornet's nest. I'm sorry.
Nidorina and Nidorino. What are you thinking for these?
C.
I think C is probably fair. Okay, we go. Honestly, up until I started using Clefable, I was sort of like, it's decent. I wanted to just do something a little different, right? But then, my gosh, watching Clefairy specifically run around after me was the cutest thing.
It's so cute.
I would honestly do S tier for Clefairy.
Yes.
And then maybe
can we
A
put
tier
Gangrel in A?
Yeah, I think Gangrel and A is fair. We got Vulpix and Ninetales.
That's pretty cute.
What are you thinking for Vulpix?
I'd say A.
I think A's fair. What about Ninetales?
A or B?
I think we'll do B. I feel like Vulpix is the cute factor.
Yeah, true.
And Ninetales always just kind of loses to Arcanine.
Yeah.
Jigglypuff, I think that's a solid S tier.
I want to kick into the sun. S.
Honestly, I really love Wigglytuff as well.
It just looks so round. I like it.
I honestly, something about the personality of a Wigglytuff. I think it's more notable than a Clefable personality.
So that is so true. Anyway, I'm calling
it just less cute Clefairy. That's its whole personality.
Yeah. So here's my thing. I'm calling in my favor now. Can we put the Zubat line high up?
Yeah, I'm fine. I think it gets unnecessarily shit on.
Like, it's a common Pokemon, but like it's actually a pretty decent line. Like I
still think Crobat outranks Zubat and Golbat.
Oh, absolutely! Crobat is literally my flesh and blood, my child. I love it. If Crobat were here, it'd be a solid S. But like,
yeah, we'll get to that with Gen 2 at some point. I think
Zubat is at least A. I'm just gonna say that right now. It's got to be at least A tier.
Okay, I think then we'll do Golbat in A too, if that works for you.
Please, yes, that's my favorite.
I think I still put Golbat a tiny bit above Zubat just because it has a bigger mouth.
But I think Zubat is also just so tiny.
Okay, we're going into Oddish.
I want to eat it.
What?
I want to take a bite out of its little head. I think an A tier.
You know what? I'm fine with an A tier on it. Gloom. Okay, honestly, I didn't necessarily care for Glooms, but I always preferred, Vileplume and Oddish, in the line. But after seeing some of the stuff in the anime where Gloom just kind of just does stuff, I don't know, it's really silly.
Yeah, it's a silly
And honestly, every time it faints and lets go Pikachu, the drool on its mouth, goes up and down. It's really silly. So I think we put that in A tier as well.
Sure.
Which means I think we probably have to put Vileplume in A as well.
Yeah, it's got a silly hat.
Yeah, I mean anything with a hat wins. Okay, so
S.
yeah,
S,
I like how
S.
before the anime Paris was like a D, but then there's just that one episode of the Paris that can't beat anything, and it just instantly goes to S tier.
It's so funny
because it's so it's just this most sad, cute thing ever.
It's just Paris propaganda.
Hmm. Hmm.
And Parasect is just a guy, I think.
And
but
then Parasect's like D.
Yeah. And give it C just because of the anime. Now Venonat.
Venonat's honestly quite cute, I feel like.
I want to hold it.
I think A tier.
I want to use it as a dodgeball. A tier.
I feel like Venomoth isn't as it is interesting.
Not
Although
particularly.
I think it's grown on me a little bit over time.
It's just a little guy.
You want to say B or do you want to do C?
Up to you.
What are you leaning toward?
Probably C.
Okay, we can do C then. Diglett?
Best friend.
I'd say that's a solid A tier.
Absolutely.
And Dugtrio is probably A tier.
It is literally just 3 Diglets. A tier.
Yes. Meowth.
That's right.
You know, outside of just specifically Meowth in the show, I feel like I don't care at all about Meowth.
Well, absolutely not.
And that's the only thing holding it back.
Is that the only interesting Meowth is the anime one?
Yeah.
But I feel like by that logic, I think it's like I want to say, oh, but Paris is the same logic, dude. The second I saw Paris in the anime, like I think like I infinitely just like all Paris now. I see it and I'm like best friend.
Yeah, I see
Meowth and I'm like, something
I like
is
this
not
particular
right.
Meowth, but none of the other ones really. You know, like Paris has that underdog story that you can believe that every Paris goes through that same thing. You don't quite get that with Meowth.
Meowth went through an underdog story, so like I think anime Meowth is definitely very high up, but like game Meowth is just kind of there.
I think we put like B. I think it's a fair
B
balance.
Is fair. And then Persian doesn't have any of that pull, so at least C at most.
I honestly like Persian more than Meowth.
Honestly, it's just
I feel like
kind
it just has that evil cat vibe.
It does have evil cat vibe, but also like I don't know. I think I'm just not very attached to it. I think.
Yeah.
Like
I personally do B, but if you think C would be better,
up to you. Honestly, we could do B.
Let's do.
I'm not particularly offended by B. S tier.
Want this? Honestly, I think Psyduck is way better than Golduck. Just from like a charm perspective, I'd honestly put Golduck at like B. I feel like C is too low.
Yeah, B is
it's
fine.
It's definitely not a bad design. It's just Psyduck outranks it in every way. Mankey.
Right. Mankey, I'm gonna be honest. I kind of don't care that much about the Mankey line.
Really?
And I don't. I think at least in comparison to like the other Pokemon, like I don't think when I think of like my favorite Pokemon, I don't think Mankey would ever really be like a thought of Pokemon that I really particularly am like, heck yeah. Not saying I hate it, obviously. It like I think it's a solid Pokemon. It's just relatively, I don't know. I think the one thing really drawing it to me is the funny noise it makes in the anime.
I don't know. I feel like they have personality to them, is what makes them stay. Like I feel.
No, they definitely have personality. You're right.
With Mankey and Primate, more so than almost any other Pokemon in Gen 1, I feel like you know exactly what their personality is.
Oh yeah. I think I'm just bothered by Mankey's feet.
That's the first time I've ever heard something like that. You want to do B tier for both of them?
Let's do B tier for both of them. Okay. I'm sorry to do you like this, man.
And then
it's just look at its feet. They're just like U. It's just the letter U. Anyway, Arcanine is a solid pick.
I think these two both go A.
Absolutely.
I think that's fair. I don't know if they're quite S. Owen would shit.
But you know what is S? Poliwag.
Honestly, that shit is so adorable.
Well, and then I shit myself at? I'm sorry.
We're doing a Pokemon Gen 1 tier list. We put Arcanine at A tier and Growlithe.
How many tiers are there above A?
Just S.
Oh, I'm fine with
that. Anyway,
I wouldn't say it is S tier. It's just a fiery dog, but yeah.
It's a puppy.
Anyway, now we're on to Poliwhirl and Poliwrath, which are definitively less interesting.
Okay, but I still like them. A tier.
You want to do A? I think B might be better, but
Okay, no, Poliwrath can go B. Poliwhirl is such a friend.
sure.
Look at that. Look at those eyes. Look at those eyes. It tells me you put him lower than A. Tell me.
Okay, we got ourselves like Kadabra Alakazam.
I like Abra.
Yeah, I
But,
feel like
the other two I don't really care that much about, but Abra is very cute.
I feel like Alakazam is like the thing you think of when you hear psychic Pokemon.
Oh, absolutely. Like, it's very iconic. Kadabra is kind of just like
Kadabra's kinda just
Alakazam
there.
without a spoon.
We want to do Abra A. I almost want to do Abra A, Kadabra B, Alakazam S, but I know you probably don't want Alakazam S.
I'm fine with Alakazam S.
Okay.
I just think Abra deserves to be.
Ah!
Let go of him!
Goodness me, Zach.
Okay, we gotta get our Alakazam and S. It's just an important.
It is pretty important, I would say.
And I honestly think it's the same kind of thing with Machamp, although I feel like more people.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know. I honestly, Machamp has really grown on me over the years.
Oh, yeah.
Before I was
He
sort of
just
like whatever, but now I'm like, holy shit, this guy's dope. He
He
has awesome punches.
so I feel like Machoke is a frat guy.
But like one of the 3 frat guys in the entire university, you'd actually be okay with hanging out with.
Oh, absolutely. Like he has a Chadwick energy. I don't know why.
What are we thinking for?
Machop is like there. I want to say
Yeah.
like I think it's the least interesting of the 3, but that's probably just because it's a baby.
Do we want to do? Yeah, I think we can do B for Matcha.
Yeah, that's fine. It's just a baby with a dumb haircut. But Machoke and Machamp are pretty dope.
Yeah, let's do B A C A S. I think
Sure.
that's the best way to go about that. Then we got. I know you very much like the. I think at least Bellsprout should go S just because it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's fine. I think it should. The other 2 can go in like A.
I think A is fair. Yeah, I was debating. They're sort of fun though.
They look silly.
Tentacool and Tentacruel. I feel like
I want to squish them in my hands like putty.
because you hate them.
Because they're friends.
That is okay.
Interesting way of showing your friendship.
Honestly, I feel like I have a love-hate relationship with Tentacool and Tentacruel.
Oh,
Like
absolutely, that's how I feel. I'm like on one hand, I just want to
it's like
splat it against the
it's
wall.
like the first non-starter water type I think are from this gen, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that thing that exists.
I don't know
It's
why
just there
I
to
like.
exist.
It's just chilling. I'm not gonna lie. Like on one hand, I kind of want to like stretch it like taffy, but on the other hand, I just want to give it a little pat on the head.
I don't know.
If that makes sense.
I'm leaning toward C.
Okay, no. Put the baby in B, and B can put Tentacruel in
I think
C.
I'd honestly like Tentacruel more than Tentacool.
But Tentacruel is so tiny.
Okay, we'll just do both in B.
Okay.
Okay, Geodude.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Graveler grew on me.
Graveler, okay, yeah, I honestly normally would not care at all about Graveler, but the fact that I realized that it has 4 arms and never uses 2 of them made me like it way more than I should.
Oh, absolutely. It's so funny. Like, where do they go once it evolves into Golem?
Yeah, there's just no context for it.
Golem just looks so vaguely different from the other 2 that it's a little funny.
What are we thinking? These are definitely tricky ones. I feel like out of the trait evolutions, they're the least interesting in this gen.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. None of them are particularly bad. I don't know. B or A is probably the fairest place to put all of them.
I think Graveler A and the other 2 B.
I feel like I want Geodude in the same tier as Graveler.
Okay, how about those 2 in A and then Golem in B? I just don't really have any attachment to Golem. It just kind of looks out of place compared to the other 2.
I think Geodude's just kind of funny because it doesn't have the legs, but it still like tries to move like it has legs.
Oh, absolutely. Now, Ponyta.
Ponyta and Rapidash are pretty cool.
I want to give them a hug.
I'm thinking A tier for both of them.
Absolutely.
I think that's fair enough. Okay. I feel like Slowpoke and Slowbro.
D and F tiers are empty.
Well, that's because Pokemon is great.
Absolutely.
There are some stinkers in every gen.
Yeah, well, jokes on
Well, we have yet to find them.
Yes.
Next question.
Slowpoke and Slowbro.
Baby.
I honestly really like both of them.
they grew on me. I don't know.
Maybe
I
A tier, I think, is fair for these.
Yeah.
I realized when I was just thinking about this concept, I'm like, pretty much every gen that 1 through 4 that we're gonna do, there's gonna be like, it's gonna be so top heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Magnemite and Magneton.
Magneton is just the same thing as Doug Trio in the sense that it's just 3 of its pre-evolution. Like, I think whoever designed those 2 Pokemon lines specifically
deserve a raise.
Yeah.
Honestly, maybe B tier for both.
That's fine. I'm fine with that. Now, Far-Fetched. I used to hate that thing, I'm not gonna lie.
Then there was that one episode of the anime. I feel like it grew on me faster than I would have expected it to.
It wasn't because of the anime. I think eventually I was just like, Bird.
Yeah, you and Bird. I don't know if him to be. I think A tier still might be a little high.
I'll put B tier with it.
I think B tier works, yeah.
A lot of Pokemon to me are just B tier, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Now, Doduo. Oof. Now that's a Pokemon.
Honestly, another Pokemon that grew on me. I feel like maybe Gen 1 grew on me a lot. It's not quite as much nostalgia as I have for Gen 3.
Oh, I literally have no nostalgia for, like, Gen 1 whatsoever, I'm gonna be honest.
But it definitely, a lot of it grew on me.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a charm to it all. I'd honestly say Doduo and Dodrio are A.
Absolutely.
I don't know, the whole concept of the heads fighting with each other is fun.
It is a little silly.
Okay, Seal and Dugong.
Fun fact about Dugong, I'm pretty sure its original name was supposed to just be Manatee.
Well, it's probably better they changed that.
No, I just thought it was really funny that there was just going to be Seal and Manatee, like just actual animal names. Just spelled differently.
Yeah, I never really particularly was blown away by. I feel like Seal looks kind of silly because it has the tongue sticking out. But
Dugong,
I see Dugong and I'm like, I don't like it, but then I see a picture, I'm like, it's kind of cute actually.
I know, right? I'm like, I literally don't care until I look at it, and then I'm like, oh.
But I'm like, it's actually not that. Maybe we just do B tier.
Sure.
I'm looking at this B tier. I feel like we're being mean to Ekans.
We are. Can we put Ekans in B? For the love of God, it just feels so sad.
I don't know why, it just doesn't quite feel right there.
It doesn't! Like, I was sitting there, like, when you put it in C at first, I'm like, aw. But then I got over it. But now I'm like, no, I think we need to give it justice. Anyway, Grimer and Muck.
Yes.
Okay, I'll be honest, I despised these things growing up for some reason, but then I was like, but now I'm like, you know what? They're little gooby guys. They're little gobbie-goos.
Yeah, I think Muck is really fun in the anime.
We saw him today earlier with the professor. He was really cute, just like a friend.
I do like the idea of someone who just a Pokemon that just loves hugs but smells terrible.
Oh yeah,
it's funny to watch, not to exist with.
Oh, absolutely not. I feel like if Muck existed, it'd be a nightmare. That being said, absolute Chad in the Pokemon anime universe.
Are we thinking what? I'm debating between A and B.
Up to you, honestly. I honestly have no preference either way.
Look at the A tier.
Hmm.
Maybe B. I feel like
it's
B. A little too high. Shelter.
Now, oh baby, I love that thing.
It is very cute. I feel like
it is such a top tier water Pokemon.
I think.
Look at that thing. It's just.
I think A is fair.
A is so fair, and then Cloyster's got to go up there too. Come on, seriously, it's.
Yeah,
Cloyster.
I think I do quite like Cloyster. I think A is fair. Yeah.
I was gonna make a low blow joke, but like, you know.
Wow. Okay, the whole Gengar line is honestly amazing.
I love the Gengar line, especially. I mean, honestly, I've got like a big bias toward Gengar because it just grew on me.
Everyone is a big bias toward Gengar. That's how Gengar works.
I would put Gengar in S tier, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I was thinking Hunter and Ghastly A, Gengar S.
Gengar is a monumental Pokemon.
Honestly, I'm down with that. Gengar is just great. Like, as a kid, I never really got to have, like, a Gengar, obviously because I just didn't have anybody to trade with, but man, if I could I'm gonna try to get that now in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. I just need it so bad, so bad.
Oh, I got Shining Pearl, by the way.
Oh, heck yeah! When I get the Switch, I want to trade with you for some stuff, too. We could do some trade evos together.
Poggers.
Okay, we got ourselves an Onix. I feel like it's another Pokemon that's grown on me.
I
feel like I used to like...
its evolution.
I used to... I don't know, yeah, I feel like I used to like Steelix more, but now, weirdly enough, I think I like Onix more.
It's just a little snake worm.
I think sometimes the size of it is just.
It was really
interesting.
funny seeing in the blimp episode. Not gonna lie, we were like, why don't we just call out Onyx? And then like we figured out exactly why.
Well, and I think just the whole, even like Pokemon Let's Go, when you ride the Onyx, it's like twice as big as the next thing you can possibly ride. like the camera angle you get is just kind of hilarious because it's just like way further back than you're used to.
It just reminds me of when Point Crow did that whole mod where he tried to like, because in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl you can have like a Pokemon behind you in some parts, and but they're like they aren't like the exact size of the Pokédex. So he's like, well, what if I coded it so that they were? And then he sent out Wailord, and it just took up most of the screen. It was a little.
I'm honestly okay with A tier for Onyx.
That's fine.
I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of Drowsy and Hypno.
Yeah, they're like less cool Geonosians, and even though the Geonosians came after.
If you base them on lore, you can put them in S tier.
Yeah, well, we're not basing. What lore should we put them in S tier for?
The fact that they kidnap children.
It's dark as shit, and I love it.
Yeah, it's just a basic.
Okay, can Drowsy go like emotionally just slightly higher than Hypno, because I think his grooving moves in the anime were pretty nice.
Yeah, I think I do like Drowsy a little more, just because I think it has a more funny. I think Hypno is just weirdly too human-like, except with a big nose.
Hypno is human-like, and I'm also just tainted by all the fetish art. I'm not gonna lie. Like, people had a Hypno fetish, and I'm like, you know what? Suddenly, this Pokemon is not the one for me.
I don't know. I almost want to put Drowsy in C and Hypno in D, just because of all this shit.
Yeah, that's fine, honestly.
Okay.
I think Drowsy just go higher just because he was grooving. You saw him in that anime episode.
Yeah, I like it. I think his face is just funner.
He's just funny. Crab!
Yes. Honestly, before I was sort of neutral on Krabby and Kingler, but man, the cookies.
Gosh, I literally never forget that. Like, it just kind of comes to us whenever we like think about the Pokemon anime. We'll be like making dinner.
Cookies.
Yeah, we can't bake anymore.
I think A for both. A.
Absolutely.
Okay, Voltorb and Electrode.
These are just circles. These are just...
Yeah, now the question is, how controversial are we going to be with these two?
Absolutely no idea. What's your thoughts?
You know, they're kind of lazy, but at the same time, they're so stupid that it's kind of fun.
Okay, right? Like, I love how the Electrode is literally just a Voltorb upside down. Like, that's literally it. It is just upside down Voltorb.
I think B for both. B,
that works.
I definitely can't put them in A, but I also don't think they deserve the C just because they have the charm. Execute and Executor have always been something I've quite liked.
I love Executor so much. It's just a tree.
I'd honestly want to. I'm debating. I feel like S is just a tad too high for Executor.
Well, we could do A for it. Honestly,
I think A for both of these is fair.
Sure.
Cubone and Marowak.
Cubone! S for Cubone.
Just Cubone and S?
For A.
Yeah,
S or A? I think A.
I'd agree with Bridget on S.
I think A is probably...
I'm fine with A. I just think it's very cute and deserves to be high up.
That's to say, it's just, every time I see it, it just kind of depresses me.
Aw, too bad. It's cute. Anyway, Marowak.
You know, I kind of go back and forth on Marowak.
Yeah, same. Like
just in general. Maybe B tier.
B.
Okay, Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan. The question is, do you prefer one to the other?
Literally, no idea.
I kind of flip back and forth between the two constantly. Which one I like more. And then I never like Hitmontop.
Hitmontop is just a little guy.
I kind of want to do A, but then that feels wrong.
Let's just do B.
Okay, I think B is fair.
Is B
now, like a tongue.
B is like, we like them, but they're nothing, you know...
They're not horrible, but they're not perfect.
Yeah, you know, there's nothing that, like, immediately draws you in, but they're also not... Bad at all, yeah. I think Lickitung, ooh, that's...
Baby. I love it.
I think A. It's grown on me just because of the tongue.
Put Askalong in A right now.
Okay, coughing and wheezing.
I think the anime made them grow on me.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like I've always liked them, but never wanted to use them on my team because of their weaknesses of just not doing much damage.
Yeah.
But I'd honestly be okay with A for both of them.
Sure.
You know, it's no Garbodor, but anyway, Rhyhorn and Rhydon.
That's not Rhydon, bro. That's the beast incarnate.
Brock Lesnar. Honestly, Rhydon has grown on me so much. I never liked Rhyperior that much.
Rhyperior was okay to me just because, I mean, again, it was a Sinnoh native, and I'm like a big
Yeah.
Sinnoh stan, but, like, honestly, Rhydon, I think you using it made it grow on me somehow. Like,
Yeah, I honestly might want to put Rhydon in. S feels just a tad too strong. Maybe A
But
for
A.
both of them.
A for both. A for both. That's pretty solid.
Yeah. You know, it's definitely not the best thing ever, but it's solid. Chansey also, I think, would be a solid A.
That is pretty
S
solid,
tier.
A.
S tier, that thing works hard.
Sorry, I don't like,
This isn't your tier list, Owen. We
I'm taking
purposefully
a good
didn't
input.
invite you. No, no,
Wow.
no,
You
I'm
know
kidding.
what? I wouldn't put it past you.
No, we just planned
wow.
it individually. Okay, Tangela.
Baby, love it,
I think
absolute.
A is fine.
I want to hold it in my hands like I'm holding a baby duckling. Kangaskhan is there.
You know, I debate too. It's another one I can kind of debate between B and A.
Let's do B. I'm not too particularly.
Okay. Or C is very
baby, love it.
Do we want to do A tier?
A tier.
Yeah.
And then Seadra can be A or B, honestly.
I think B. I do actually. Seadra's grown on me over time, but yeah. I think Goldeen and Sea King. I was like, for a second, I'm like, I've honestly fallen in love with Sea King as well. Though it is a very simplistic design. I think A for Sea King and B for Goldeen.
Sure.
If you're cool with that.
I'm fine. I mean, honestly, I'm trying to hold back my bias of if I could, I'd put a lot of water types way higher.
Yeah, we could. I'm trying just not to crowd S tier too much.
Oh, I
Are
know.
you a water type simp like me?
I'm a water type simp, but I also think poison type is really, really grown on me.
Yeah, I'm a water type simp.
Staryu and Starmie.
They are just
A tier.
stars. Yeah, I'm fine.
I like them both.
I think I'm leaning Starmie to A and Staryu to B.
I was thinking the exact opposite.
Yeah.
I think I'm with Zach on this one.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we'll do that, and we'll have to give Bridget priority on one.
Okay.
Mr. Mime.
He had sex with my mother.
If you've seen Detective Pikachu,
anime.
you would love this Pokemon.
I know it was
have.
in it, I just don't remember enough of Detective Pikachu. None of it stuck for me.
I'm gonna be honest, Mr. Mime seems like he could be your actual human father, and that creeps me out a little bit. That being said,
it's like he's got to go in either like A or D.
There's
no in between.
It's banging Ash's mum.
I think. We just want to do B.
Can we just do? Let's do B or C, honestly.
Let's do B. I think Scyther.
It's green.
It looks cool.
I don't know. I feel like I do quite like Scyther's design.
It's pretty cool.
I would be pretty happy with A, but I could see why.
I'm fine. I'd prefer B just because it's like, I don't know. Actually, maybe A is fine. I think I can agree with you on A. I thinking about it again.
Whenever you see a Scyther, at least in Gen 1 related content, it's always like, oh, a Scyther! And then you never use it.
Oh, absolutely not. I don't think I've ever used a Scyther, like, ever.
I mean, even like I'm thinking back to like Pokemon Snap, where you finally go back to the one level with the rustling leaves at the very first level, and you throw like a thing in and it pops out, and you're like, holy shit! Anyway, Jinx.
F.
The controversial one.
Please put it in F.
I'd rather do D.
D is fine. I think it's gotta be low. There's no way it could go above that one. It's like, I think exclusively because of it's just been so tainted by like the origin of its design, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Either way, it just creeps me out even after that. Like, even after they change the skin tone, it just like feels weird.
It does look like a weird one.
Electabuzz and Magmar.
I like Electabuzz.
Yeah,
Electabuzz
even
is
still after using Magmar, I think Magmar, unfortunately, just because of how late I got it into the game, it didn't have quite as much time to connect. I still like it, but I've always been more of an Electabuzz person, and just the entire Electabuzz line.
It's actually really sad because I actually prefer the the Magmar line.
The Magmar does look very cool.
We could probably put both in A.
We could do that. I'm actually.
They both have their good qualities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Magmar is still my favorite of the three. Well, I think Electivire is probably my favorite of the three.
Mm-hmm. I really like Magmortar, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Especially shiny, like the shiny Magmar line is just so pretty.
Pinsir. I feel like you probably don't have much connection to Pinsir, Bridget.
Pinsir, I think it was in. I swear it popped up in Gen 4 at some point.
Yeah, I honestly quite like Pinsir and Heracross.
They're just bugs. I like them.
I would put A, honestly.
You could put them in A. I have less connection to them than you do, but like, you know.
Are you okay with an A for Pinsir?
Yeah, Pinsir's I think a pretty solid bug type, I'm not gonna lie.
It's one of the few like actually good bug types, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Tauros.
It's a bull.
That's a B, I think.
Yeah, I quite like it's another one of those whenever I see it I'm like, oh shit, and then I never use it.
Yeah, true.
Honestly, just for the gag in the show.
Okay, the gag in the show is really funny.
Just catching 30 Tauros makes it. Can we do A?
We could do A just because of the gag. The gag was really funny. It sucks that the episode it happened in got cut out because of the whole banned episode thing. Magikarp, iconic, S tier.
Yeah, honestly, I think we could.
I had a feeling someone was going to say that.
I would even put Gyarados in S just because.
Oh, absolutely. I love the dichotomy of them, honestly. Like, it goes from, like, Pokemon that literally knows nothing to, like, a very overpowered Pokemon.
One of the strongest, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Although I will say, it is a little mean in Gen 3 when they let you have Dragon Dance on Gyarados, but it literally does nothing because all its moveset are special, so.
Yeah, it really started to shine Gen 4 and on because of its attack stat. Lapras, I think, is a good A.
Mm-hmm.
It's adorable. It's pretty practical, too. It's a good Pokemon to use. It's a good move coverage.
Buddy.
I think Ditto is another, like, A.
Yeah, A or S tier, honestly. It's like...
I would say S tier, but leave me out of this because
No,
I just like the look of it because
I could see it in S tier too. Honestly,
it's fucking hilarious.
Do you want to do S tier, Bridget?
Let's do S tier.
Okay.
It's just silly putty.
Eevee, I think
S.
I think S is fair. Yeah.
It's Eevee. Come on, if you put it any
iconic.
lower than S tier, you're a blasphemer and a heretic.
It all depends on what your favorite evolution is.
Yeah, that's where this is.
Out of those three, Flareon's the best.
Wait, what?
Out of them three, personally, Flareon is the best one.
Really, that's always the one I've liked the least.
I don't know. Jolteon kind of looks weird, and I've never liked Vaporeon.
I think honestly, I think
Vaporeon.
putting them all A is probably. I think Jolteon's my favorite.
Oh my god, do we all have different favorites of the original three evolutions?
I think putting them all A tier is pretty solid. I mean, I think they all are pretty cool.
Yeah, that's who A tier.
Flareon, the one I've always.
Okay, but overall, real question. Overall, what is your favorite evolution? For me, it's Umbreon.
Sylveon.
Yeah, it's probably Umbreon or Espeon for me. I don't know. They're probably a tie.
I think I like Umbreon because I think I talked about it with Zach, but it was my first ever evolution growing up, so I think I just got attached to it.
I just like the aesthetic of Sylveon.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Okay, we got ourselves a Porygon.
It is very cute. It did get its entire episode got completely pulled from networks.
No, that's not Porygon's fault. That's the animator's fault.
Yeah, the animators really did Porygon so dirty.
I want to put A, but that almost feels a little. I feel like it's definitely one of the more unique Pokemon in Gen 1.
I put it in S just because of how much I love the aesthetic of it.
What are you thinking, Bridget?
Porygon, I think S is fair.
You really want to do? You want to do S?
It's a really unique one.
I feel like
it's a robotic duck. Put it in A. S.
You want an S?
Yes.
Okay, sure.
I always said A because you
agree on
said
something.
Yay!
Okay, then we get into the fossil Pokemon.
I need to hold Ammonite so bad. I want to observe it carefully and see what it does.
Okay. I'm curious what What do you guys think about Kabutops? I'm just curious, because that's always the fossil Pokemon I think that I've quite liked.
Remind me which one's which, because I don't pay attention to
The
fossil
evolved
Pokemon.
one's Kabutops.
Oh, A tier.
That was pretty alright. I
The
think.
smaller evolution I'd put in C tier. It's not that cool.
I think
What are you talking about? Kabuto is so cute.
It's cute. I don't know if I like it as much as
I
Kabutops.
think it's perfect. I actually like it better than Kabutops, actually.
I think,
yeah, that's fair.
I think the fairest way to do it is just to put them all in A.
I mean, the Pokemon that you have left for this list are going to be S or A.
Rack? Where did you... Paul and Mullen, what?
A.
Oh, you're cutting out.
You're cutting out.
Me?
You're cutting out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's happening for both of you. Okay. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing.
Okay, you're fine now.
Okay, maybe this is
You said you wanted to put them in, and then you cut out.
Oh, geez, I was gonna say we probably should just put them all in A tier. I think it's the fairest
Yeah, that's
That's
fine.
fair.
way to go. Because my weird ass would put Kabutops in S tier, but I don't think that's correct.
I wouldn't put it in S tier. I don't know.
Anyway, Aerodactyl's probably also an A, right?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Do you not?
I
I'm
think
guessing
the
you don't have
fossil
that
ones
much
are
connection to it, Bridget, but
Not in the slightest.
It's very, very cool.
I think it's one of the cooler things. Snorlax.
Baby,
S.
love it.
I
tier.
think S is. Yeah, I would do it.
S is so fair. I this would be my best friend.
He's very relatable. Okay,
This is where
this
the
is
mix-
another
Okay.
one.
All right, everybody, choose a favorite bird. Zach, you
Articuno.
start. Articuno.
I think I'd go Zapdos still.
So me and Bridget.
And
agree
nobody
together.
chose Moltres at Big F.
I feel
Articuno
like
just looks so cool.
I feel like with time they've all sort of like I used to be like love Zapdos, meh Articuno, hated Moltres, and they've kind of all just sort of flattened
Evened
together where they're all very close. I think A tier for all of them would probably be fair.
Yeah.
Are you cool with that, Bridget?
Sure.
Okay.
I'd put Articuno in S, but I'll compromise with A tier.
Yeah, I think I don't want to put Articuno above the other two.
That's fair.
Although I think Articuno, it's grown on me
Hold
too.
on,
'cause
scroll back up for a second.
Yeah.
I think it's a little funny, like how the birds and the evolutions line up.
Ah,
Oh yeah, they do.
okay. We got the whole Dragonite line now.
Okay, Dratini S tier. I'm just gonna put it out
I
there.
think we do Dratini and Dragonite S and Dragonair like A.
Okay, only because I think Dratini is Dratini's S because it's a worm.
I think it doesn't have the Dragonair doesn't have the adorableness of Dratini or the coolness of Dragonite is the issue I think with it.
I'd say Dragonair is more majestic than anything.
Yeah. I think A for it though is.
Yeah, that's
It's
fine.
not a bad Pokemon, but it's not the best.
I feel like when you
Ace
compare it to
Rank.
the other two.
Dragonite looks just so doofy. I like it.
It is. It's very cute.
Mewtwo and
Mewtwo?
Mew.
Okay,
Mew is
I'm gonna
S
sound
tier,
a
Mewtwo's
little-
A
Oh yeah,
tier.
Mew's definitely S tier.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm gonna be controversial here. I don't really care all that much for Mewtwo. I think particularly the anime made me like it, but like the movie, but like other than that, I think out of all the it is the legendary, don't get me wrong. Like it is like
Yeah.
I think it holds a very significant grip on the Pokemon universe. That being said, I definitely have a strong like I think cuz at least just isolated in Gen 1, I think it's a pretty solid Pokemon. But when I think I look back at it with all the other legendaries that have come out, and I'm just like, it's just there in my head. Not that I hate it, obviously. I still like it. I think it's just...
I think the reason I like Mewtwo is sort of the weird, like, philosophical aspect to it that no other Pokemon has.
Yeah, that's why I said the anime version of Mewtwo is what
Yeah.
really gets me, I think, going on to it. Because if it weren't for the anime, I don't think I'd particularly care about it. I'm not gonna lie.
I think I've always liked it, but I was never like mind blown by it. I think we have to do A tier for it.
We have no A tier is
I'm
totally
fine with
respectable.
A tier.
I feel like I don't want to call it overrated per se. Like I think the rating it gets is definitely deserved.
Mhm. Okay, let's take a real quick peek to see if anything we think should be moved, and then we'll.
Oh, I see one I'd move, but I don't think anyone would agree with me.
We'll just say it.
I'd put Oddish in S tier just because of how fucking cute it is.
I wouldn't put it above Zubat exclusively because I'm just a Zubat simp.
That's fair. I think, yeah, no, I don't, yeah, anyway, let's see. I don't really have a good argument for it. I just, yeah.
It's just a little ball, and it's so cute.
Let's see.
It feels weird having Drowsy in C.
Yeah, I was just about to think maybe it should go in B.
Yeah, put it in B.
I don't remember where it actually goes in the decks, because otherwise it's just going to be completely out of order.
Hold on, I got you.
But I have no clue. Although I think that yeah, because Ekans I could put by the Arbok. I can't.
Okay, right before it comes... Wait, what tier is Krabby? A?
Yeah, so we got Golem, Tentacruel, Magneton.
Okay, it goes after Onyx. Onyx is also an A, damn it. Okay, hold on. Gengar is an... Shit, hold on.
Jesus Christ.
Alright. Muck's in B, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It goes after Muck.
After? Before Voltorb?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, look, I kind of want to almost put Nidorino and Nidorina as well in B, but...
What's the argument for the ones that are in C tier? Because I wasn't sure for that.
I don't think the middle evolutions for like the Nidoran line are particularly intriguing.
I've never liked that line of Pokemon personally.
Huh.
I like their basic evolution, but I don't really particularly farce the rest. But I think Zach really liked the...
Yeah, and I'm a Nidoking, Nidoqueen.
I've never been fussed on them.
Dang, you guys should use them. They're good.
I'm sure they are good. I've just never been fussed on them.
Yeah, but until you use them, that's when you really love them.
I've used both of them.
The best Nidorino was the one that spawned Bill.
Bill? Not the science.
Wow, you don't remember Bill, Pokemon,
Yeah,
the most important character?
I'm really quickly just gonna... Oh, it did get added. I'm adding a tier list logo tier so that when I save it and upload it to Twitter, you can actually see everything in S tier.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
So we'll have to pretty soon try to do some Gen 2. Okay.
I'd be done for doing a tier list. I like doing tier lists.
So we didn't have a single F, which I think is fair, honestly. I feel like there's not really that many F tier Pokemon.
Oh, absolutely not. I don't even think I can name an F tier off the top of my head.
I could, but it's very biased.
Go ahead.
Jinx, because it freaks me the fuck
Okay,
out.
Jinx is like a D or F to me, but I think that's just because of like the racism. Like, I think unironic, like, exclusively based on the unfortunate design circumstances, but that's about it. Like, I think D is still very fair for a Jinx because, like, ice Pokemon, cool.
Oh yeah, and I think it has some fullness to its design.